Morning people, welcome back to F Politics. I don't often praise Sky News because it's genuinely a garbage organization. However, journalists like Beth Rigby and Sophy Ridge are actually highly skilled interviewers. So when they choose to do the right thing, they are top tier. And so while I did criticize Kay Burley's coverage of the Reform Party's views on women recently, what Sophy Ridge did last night was outstanding, because she properly exposed Richard Tice, the deputy leader of the Reform Party, about the criminal abuse of one of his MPs. But almost most importantly, this is how she chose to open that discussion.
But only 6% of women aged between 18 and 24 say they're likely to vote for you. That's half the number compared to young men. So what do you think it is about your party that isn't appealing to young women?
Now, unfortunately, she didn't have time to come back to that at the end, and you'll see why. But by opening the discussion like that, she's asking the question, maybe the reason why the Reform Party doesn't have as much support from women under the age of 24 is because one of their MPs is convicted of beating them.
Is James McMurdock, your MP for South Basildon. Now, he, of course, was jailed for assault when he was 19, and I know that Nigel Farage has come out to say that, look, the vetting wasn't what it should be, right? But, you know, if you're here, you're saying you want to be taken seriously as a political party, then this is the kind of thing that matters, right? Because court documents obtained by the Times have recently shown he was jailed for kicking his girlfriend around 4 times, according to those court documents.
To which his response is,
"We are a great Christian nation. Are you seriously saying that if someone makes a bad mistake in life, age 19, that there's no redemption, they are doomed as a sinner forever?" No. The whole point of Christianity is a sense of, if you've done something wrong, you pay your price, and at the end of that sentence, whatever it is, then, in a sense, you've done your bit. You've served your punishment, whatever it is.
covering up the abuse of vulnerable people by hiding behind Christianity. What a brand new, novel idea. I'm sure nobody's ever thought of that before.
Isn't it remarkable that an individual had a bad issue at a very young age, but has gone full circle? And doesn't it show actually to other young people, look, bad stuff can happen. You can make bad judgments. You can get things badly wrong, but many years later, actually you can do really well. He had a great job and end up as a member of parliament. I think that's a good thing.
Can he hear himself? Because he thinks he's making a good point. He's telling millions of young boys that they can brutally beat up their girlfriends, and then years later, as long as they ask the Lord for forgiveness, they can do really well. It's giving Brock Turner. But this is the angle Sophy Ridge takes, and a lot of us have been making this point.
But his statement before the Times piece said, "We argued and I pushed her. She fell over and she was hurt." The court documents seen by the Times said that he kicked her. I mean, you can talk about redemption, but surely part of redemption is acknowledging what you did, being upfront about what you did, and only then can you move on and be truly sorry, right? I mean, it sounds like there is a pretty major discrepancy.
You can have a dispute about what actually happened. The bottom line is...
So what's he tell... No, look, this is so important, OK? So what has James McMurdock told you that happened?
Look, my understanding is different to what the Times have reported.
So what is your understanding?
It actually doesn't matter.
Just so we're clear, it doesn't matter what he actually did. It doesn't matter how badly the MP that is currently sitting in Parliament beat up his girlfriend.
If you're asking people to vote for you, people have the right to know what you've done in the past,
but equally,
what you've been
hang on.
jailed for.
But we also have a right...
So you do accept that? There's a transparency and a truth, and then people can make up their own minds in democracy.
The transparency is we have a right to a difference of opinion, OK?
Again, when these journalists choose to act like human beings, they are outstanding. That little look away...
We have a right to a difference of opinion, OK?
Like, what the hell did he just say? Means she knows she's dealing with a monster.
And one individual's opinion as to what happened, OK, who was there, by the way.
So
the Times were not there, the court documents were not there. So can I suggest that actually the individual might be closer to the truth because he was there.
The judge in the case said that the fact that he kicked her several times is the reason why he gave him a harsh sentence. So it didn't really matter that much that he pled guilty. So if his account of the events was different, i.e. that he just pushed her, then why would he plead guilty to something he didn't do? Especially if it meant a harsher sentence. Could it be because, according to the victim's mother, it took 2 security guards to pull this MP off his girlfriend, meaning that there were witnesses? But Sophy Ridge sidesteps that and tries to get Richard Tice to admit what story he's been told by this MP.
What's he told you happened?
I'm not going to go into individuals. What I'm going to say is, at the end of the day, people made a decision in the courts. He's served the punishment that he was given.
For what?
And,
What did he do?
And look, we live in a Christian nation, and we believe in redemption. You've done your bit, you've done your sentence, and you move on. And I think that's a great thing.
What did he do?
Look, at the end of the day...
Because I don't know what he's supposed to be redeemed for at the minute. What did he do?
Well, look, the court made a decision. We rely on the court judgment, right? And you can have different opinions as to what... Look, if he agrees or disagrees with that, that's one thing. At the end of the day, the court ruled, the court made a decision, and he served his time, and now he's had a great career, and I think that's a really positive sign.
What's he told? Must have told you something, though. I mean, you're serving in Parliament
Yeah,
with
so
him,
I'm
right?
on his side. I disagree with what else is saying.
So you don't think he kicked her then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm trusting James. He's bang on the money, and I think that what he says is right. He was there. The court wasn't there. The Times weren't there.
Well, the victim was there as well, right?
Yeah, and they're going to have a disagreement. But at the end of the day, the law is the law. The law made a determination. Do you trust the law, right, or do you trust the Times 20 years later?
Well, the law said he was guilty.
The law, exactly, OK? Right, so the law said he was guilty. They served a sentence, and he's done his time, and he's moved on, and he's been incredibly successful, and I'm very proud of that.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Great to have you on the programme. Thank you.
So just to bring it back, Richard Tice is saying that it's a good thing that a man can beat up his girlfriend brutally, go to jail for it, and then have an amazing career where he even ends up in Parliament writing our laws. He then literally said that he was on the side of the convicted woman beater against the victim, questioning the entire conviction itself. So that might have something to do with reform not doing as well with young women. I'm Femi. Make sure you follow F Politics so politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.